My name is Alexis Ordóñez. I am from South America, originally from Ecuador, but I live in south of Houston now, in a place named Alvin, and I work in pottery and sculpture. I grew up in a family that kind of cultivates several forms of art. My dad used to play music and say poetry as well. And my mom used to play the guitar and sing. And all the brothers and sisters, I have 10 of them in my family, so they, in a way or in another, they have been working with some kind of arts. I have a sister that works in theater. My younger brother is kind of the celebrity in the family. He is a visual artist as well. I was a musician before. I play different musical instruments. I worked as a street musician here in the United States. I used to play in Galveston. I used to live in Galveston and play over there. Later, I started working with clay and ceramics, but I think I had skills for doing that. So it was natural transition going over there. And I work in clay and also teach. That's my profession now. I live here in the area for about 20 years now. And when we moved from Galveston, I was in the need to look for another profession because I didn't have the tourist attractions that I have in Galveston. So I back to school. I start taking classes in the local community college, in the place where I work now. It happens that with my wife, we decide to take another class, not an English class, any other class, just to practice interacting with other people and developing the English. So I ended taking a jewelry class, just to learn that everyone is focused in their work and nobody's talking with each other. So they were not a good place to practicing my English. But I meet the other people that work in the art department in the community college. So eventually they invite me to work with them. I did work with clay when I was younger, but I never learned how to use the colors wheel or these other things that I now know. I remember making my first whistles with clay because that was my way to translate from music to clay. So what you have here in the back, it's a part of a series that I call it Ñaupa. Ñaupa is an expression on the original language of the Inca Empire in South America, the place where I'm from. It's Quechua and means past, but in the way that Ñaupa is used in sentences, it must refer to a time ahead. The past is in front because you can see that what have passed. You don't know what's going to pass. That's in the back. You don't have eyes in the back. But since the time is not a line, it's a circle, all the events eventually will happen again. So my series of pottery is like myself being in this timeline that is a circle. So that's what my ancestors did, and that's what I am forced to do because I am part of this culture. This other artwork is named Cultural Epistemology, and this is a metaphor. It's a metaphor of how the social sciences take the cultures, of the study of the cultures around the world, and particularly I'm talking about anthropology. So anthropology was created as a science to study primitive cultures. I'm trying to translate a two-dimensional design in a three-dimensional object, and I'm using the 6 sides of this object to spread my two-dimensional design. At the end, you can see each one of the faces, and you can see one of them, you can see 2, you can see a maximum of 3 of them, but you never can understand the whole image. because the three-dimensional nature of the object. So that's what I'm saying that happens with anthropology. It never can understand a whole culture by forcing it to fit in this structure. I found that working with art and express my ideas in visual terms helped me to express myself. Art is a powerful media to express ideas. It's a way of communication. So when I put the things that I like in art, I think it's more effective than my solely words.